in Social 30-2. Welcome. My name is Miss Zebart. I'm obviously not there with you today. I'm actually in Edmonton marking 30-2 diplomas. So my promise to you is that I'll bring back all the good info, do's and don'ts on what to do so that you guys are very prepared for your own diplomas at the end of this semester. So to start, I'm just going to go over the basics of the course. Hopefully Mr. Schwartz has passed out to you a course outline. What is on your course outline, I am going to go over here. So all you need to do basically is just follow along. Okay, here you go. You didn't get a course outline, you can scan the QR code, just follow along on your course outline. So, grade 10, you guys learned about globalization. Grade 11 was nationalism. This year we're talking about ideology, and more specifically, the ideology of liberalism. Okay, so really the main areas that we're looking at, so basically breaking down our year into units, we're looking first at identity and ideology. So first, knowing that ideology is a system of thought based on beliefs and values that include ideas about how the world works, how we should live together as a society, what society could become in the future, and really kind of this bigger idea of how much influence the government should have in our lives. Okay, so we're going to break down what is your ideology, how do you feel about the way the world works, and then we're going to look at different theories about how different philosophers have felt about the way the world works and the implications of those ideologies. So for example, if someone thinks, people are good, people are trustworthy, people make good decisions, that's their ideology, then they might think we don't need any government intervention. The government shouldn't step in where they're not needed because people can basically function on their own. So that's kind of the first unit that we're going to look at. We're going to dive into what liberalism is. Okay, there's different kinds. We're going to look at classical liberalism. We're going to look at modern liberalism. We're going to look at why it's good, why it's bad, how viable it is. So meaning, how can it last? Okay, is it good in all situations? Does it work in all societies? Does it need to be altered, etc.? Okay, and then lastly, at the very end of the semester, we're going to look at citizenship. So what is your role in a liberal society? Okay, so that's the overview. Basically, I like to say grade 10 is economics, grade 11 is history, grade 12, we are now in politics, essentially, preparing you guys to be voters, as adults. So, a reminder that this is a diploma course. It is also a graduation requirement, right? You need this course and you need ELA 30 to be able to get your diploma. So it's really important that we are all successful in this course, and there's no reason that you shouldn't be able to be successful. The way you're getting evaluated is 30% of your overall mark is going to come from your daily assignments, the work you do in class. Okay. The second portion of your mark comes from written assignments. That's 20% of your mark. And the written comes from 3 different papers that you're going to write. So hopefully you remember this from Social 20. You write writing assignment 1, writing assignment 2, and writing assignment 3, all of which will show up on your diploma exam at the end of the year as well. Okay. The other portion of your in-class mark comes from tests and quizzes, another 20%. Okay, so that's your end of unit. You might sometimes get some homework quizzes, but not too often. And then again, diploma worth 30%. You probably just wrote a diploma, so you know all about that. But at the end of the year, 30% of your mark comes from both a multiple choice portion and a written portion of your diploma exam. All right. Now we'll get into just basic rules of being in the classroom, Really, my rules are the same as the rest of the school. But basically, some standard points, do the work, okay? Again, graduation requirement class, you can pass, everyone can pass if you do the work, okay? Do it on time, do it the first time, okay? Hand it in. You're responsible for your own work. Time management and accountability are crucial in this course, but also in your life, okay? So I'll be holding you guys accountable to handing things on time and doing them well the first time, okay? Usually what I assign will take 1 class period to complete, okay? Unless I say it'll be more, right? So generally, if we're doing a task that takes 1 class period, it's gonna be marked out of 10, okay? If we're doing a task that takes 2 or 3 days, those will be heavier weightings. So 2 days, it'll be marked out of 20, 3 days, it'll be marked out of 30. So the more time you spend on it, essentially, the more it's gonna be worth. So just keep that in mind, okay? If you're not finished at the end of class on the day that you've been given, it's due by 11:59 p.m. into the Dropbox on D2L. If it happens to be like a paper assignment, I'll take it the next morning. But again, making sure we hand things on time. Okay. Another note here is that, say we're doing textbook work. There's an assignment that it's very clear what the answers are. It's a yes or no. If I've already collected that and you're so late handing it in that I've already handed it back, of course, now I know that you have access to the answers, okay? So I will still accept that assignment, but I'm gonna be marking different questions than I marked for the rest of your class. And the max I'm gonna be able to give you that is a satisfactory, okay? Because I don't know where those answers are coming from. So that's why especially it's very important to hand things in on time if you wanna be able to get full credit for the work. So noting this is not a late mark, you're not being punished because it's late, but you do have to understand that now I know that the answer key is basically just floating around, okay? So handing in things on time. Next, absences, obviously come to class every day, be on time, don't be late, all that good stuff. If you're late too much or you're absent too much, I'm gonna call home. And if you miss something, whether it's a valid excuse or not, everything is on D2L. So you've been sick for a week, you don't need to come in the next day and say, you know, what did I miss? It's always on D2L, okay? It'll be listed by day, right? It'll say Monday we did this, Tuesday we did this, Wednesday we did this, so on and so forth. And there's also a course calendar that's posted. So like, say you know you're gonna have an absence in the future, you can check the course calendar and get things done actually before you fall behind. So remember, if you're missing class for any reason, you are responsible for getting caught up. All of the materials are available for you. If it's a writing assignment or a test that you missed, you're going to need to make it up in the test center, okay? There's no making it up during, you know, your spare period. There's no making it up during class. If you're not there for an assessment, the option is to make that up in the test center, which runs Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday in room 128. So if you miss something, come to me right away and we'll make arrangements for what day you'll write in the test center. Repeat. All right, phones, same as everywhere else in the school, right? We know that the Alberta government, the school, have all said we don't use phones in the classroom. That said, there will be times, maybe we're doing a Kahoot, maybe I want you to scan a QR code, that I will ask you to use a phone, okay? So just be aware that phones are a no-no unless explicitly stated by myself or if we have a sub, okay? If you're not using your technology appropriately, be it your phone, be it your AirPods, be it your smartphone, I'm gonna give you one warning, then I'll ask you to take it to the office, okay? The other thing is computers. I know that there are some fun games that are not blocked by the CBE network. So again, it can be tempting, but you're using technology for educational purposes only. If you show me you can't use a laptop, you use pen and paper. No one wants that. Okay, bathroom policy. Again, same as the rest of the school. Okay, ideally you're using the washroom before you come to class or after class. Don't even ask me while I'm giving notes whether or not you can use the bathroom. The answer will always be no. Okay, if I am lecturing, you need to be listening. If it's work time, different story. Go ahead, ask me, I will let you go. One person out of the room at a time, max 5 minutes. Again, there's one person out. If you're taking more than 5 minutes, people will notice. So be respectful of your classmates and come back within 5 minutes. Okay. If ever you have any questions for me, obviously we can talk in class. We can talk in tutorials, which are Tuesdays in the morning and Thursdays at lunch. But outside of that time, you can also send me an email, ajzbart@cbe.ab.ca. You can find this email also linked on D2L. So hopefully that covers it. If you have any questions about any of this stuff, maybe Mr. Schwartz will have the answer. I might, or you can email me, I suppose, if you have any other pressing questions. But for the rest of class, well, not quite the whole rest of class, next thing you're going to do in this class is fill out a survey. So there is a QR code here, but you can ignore it. Mr. Schwartz is going to pass out a paper copy of this survey. Note that one of the questions asks you, are you in period 3 or period 4? I teach a 30-2 class, both periods, period 3 and period 4. So just make sure you know and you accurately put which class you are in. After that, y'all are going to play a game. So enjoy. Have a great day.